Okay, so to continue on from the previous lesson, what I want you to do is go ahead and click on this bone. Now when you press the R key, you can see that the foot is lifting off the ground when it's attempting to roll on its heel. So all we have to do over here is switch to edit mode, go ahead and zoom in, having this bone selected. Press the C key to bring up the circle select and go ahead and click here in the center. Right click to cancel. Now over here, what you want to do is when you press the G key, all these bones should move. So go ahead and just place it right over around here where the curve is happening. And of course you can just fiddle with this until you get the results that you want. Now over here, you can also just click on the tail and press the G key and just move it out a bit. Now here, when you switch to pose mode, look over here, press the R key, you will see that the foot will roll correctly. Okay, so now what we need to do is actually first switch to edit mode, and here we have to make sure that the deform is off on all the bones that we've created over here. So go ahead and click on this bone, this bone, this bone over here, click on this bone, this one over here, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So here I have the deform. I'm going to uncheck that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go ahead and switch to pose mode and take a look at all the touch bones that are involved in this IK system. So let's click on this. So here we want the user to simply change the location of this. So this is correct. Now this also is going to be a touch bone. So here we want the user to be able to press the G key and move the entire leg, and of course press the R key to rotate the foot. So all these are correct. The scale should be locked on this. And if we click over here, we just want the user to rotate on the X. So over here, we're going to lock the location. And here, let's lock the scale. And if we click on this one over here, that allows the user to rotate the toes, we want to lock the scale and of course the location. Okay, now all you have to do is click on all the other bones and make sure that everything is locked down. So go ahead and click this and just lock everything over here. Go ahead and click on this one to lock everything. This one should also be locked. And over here, let's click on this one. Everything should be locked. Click on this one. Over here, we're going to lock the rotation and scale. Click on this one. Everything should be locked. Click on this one, and everything over here should be locked. Okay? So we should have all the bones. Now what we're going to do is now go ahead and click on this IK bone and make sure that this is locked, because we don't want the user touching this one. And on this one over here, we're going to simply lock everything over here. Okay, so this is all set up. Now what you want to do is go ahead under File, do Save As, and we're going to save this as Rigging Lesson 03 z.blend. Okay, so what we're going to do now is start to create the bone shapes. So let's start with this one. This is going to be the easiest. Go ahead and click it, do Shift S, and here you're going to do cursor to select it. Now here we're going to use an empty, so we know that we have to switch to object mode, do Shift A to get access to this menu, and here we're going to simply click on a sphere. Now go ahead and just press the S key to scale this down, kind of like right around here for now. Okay, and now what we're going to do is call this w dot knee dot touch dot pole dot ik dot l and enter. Okay, now what we want to do is click on this bone, So here, of course, we have to switch to pose mode. And over here, you'll notice that we actually didn't put an IK. So it's a good idea to do that because this is really part of the IK. Go ahead and do ik.l and enter. Now over here on the bone tab for the bone shapes, what we want to do is go ahead and select the knee over here. Okay, so now you can see that what we're getting is this size. So here, if you click on this object and press the S key to scale, of course it's not going to change the size, and you'll notice that empties don't have an edit mode. So what Blender allows you to do is go to this tab and actually change the size from here. So here we can simply scale this down to where you want it to be. I'm just going to put it right around here. Okay, I guess I'll just do 0.20 to make it easy. Now go ahead and just zoom in. Now here we're going to do M and put the object on the last layer over here. Now we're going to move these a little later to this layer, but now it's not the right time. Okay, so here we can press the G key to test it out. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the foot.touch.ik.l. Here we're going to do Shift S and do cursor to select it. And over here we're going to do Shift A. And over here you can really pick a circle over here if you want, or you can use a plane. So I'm just going to add a circle. Go ahead, zoom out. Go ahead and click on this touch button. Press the Shift key down, click on this circle. Do Shift Control C. And here we're going to do copy transforms. Click on the circle, do Control A, do visual transform, go to the constraints, turn this off, and just exit out. Now here what we want to do, let's take a look at what this is called. This is foot.touch. So here I'm just going to do Control C, and then click on this circle, click inside, and type in W dot and do Control V. Just makes it a little easier. Now go ahead and click this, go to the bone tab, and over here we're going to go ahead and look for that. So that's going to be W dot foot, and this is the one that we want over here. Go ahead and click on this circle, just zoom out and press the S key to scale this in object mode first. Go ahead and zoom in. Now here what we're going to do is actually scale this in a bit. Now press the tab key to go into edit mode. Here I'm just going to click on this green arrow, make sure that it is in a global, and actually move this kind of right about here. Okay, now here we can simply switch to local, and here what we want to do is actually press the S key and press the Y key and just make this come in a bit over here. You can of course scale it down, and over here you want to make sure that X-ray is enabled. Okay, so what we're going to do is just press the 7 key and click on this vertex, press the Shift key down, click on this one, and here we're going to go ahead and do enable again, press the 1 key, press the actually let's just click on this blue arrow, and over here you want to make this circle a little bigger till you get it to the way you want to. Over here, kind of like this, and over here we could also press the S key and press the X key and scale it down in this way over here if we wanted to. Okay, now press the 3 key, and here I'm just going to press the A key and go ahead and get out of this, just do disable, and press the R key to just rotate it, press the G key and put it kind of like this. Okay, now here of course you can just press the S key, press the X key, and just scale it in a bit, so it'll give you a shape that you can use. And of course you can spend all day on these shapes over here if you want to. Okay, so that's fine. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and switch to object mode and just make sure that it's aligned a little better over here with this. Okay, now we can just press the M key and send it to the last layer, And now when you click on this, press the 3 key, you can just see how this is going to work, right? So this is the bone you would click if you want to switch between IK and FK. That's how this is going to work. Okay, so that's done. So what we're going to do is go under File over here, and what you want to do is now save this as, here we're just going to go to Rigging Lesson 04 A.Blend. Okay, so let's go ahead and now click on the toe.touch.ik.l, do Shift S, do cursor to selected. Here we're just going to do Shift A, and again just add a circle. Go ahead and do the middle mouse button. Click on this bone, press the Shift key down, click on this one, do Shift Control C, do copy transforms. Click over here, do Control A, visual transform. Go to the constraints, turn this off to make sure that it works, and go ahead and do X on this. Now here, I'm just going to simply click this, do Control C, click over here, type in W dot, Control V, and enter. And here, you can just do Control C if you want to make it a bit quicker. Go to the Bone tab, and over here, just do Control V, and just select this, okay? Now let's go ahead and click over here and press the S key to scale this in. Make sure that the X-ray is on over here. Press the Tab key, press the S key to scale this in. Let's see, around here, press the 7 key. Now this is just going to be the touch bone for the toes in IK. So I'd like to keep these concepts separate, right? The FK has its own design, and the IK here on the toe is going to have its own design. So for this one, what I'm going to do is press the A key to deselect, press the C key, and go ahead and just select these vertices here like we did before. Directly to cancel, do X and delete the vertices. Now in this case, we're just going to click over here, press F, do W, and here we can just do subdivide, let's say 3 or 4 times, doesn't really matter over here. And here, just press the A key to select everything. What you want to do is press the S key and press the X key and just scale it in a bit, okay? Over here, press the 3 key, press the G key, and we're going to put this on top over here. Here, I'm just going to press the R key to rotate this a bit like this. Over here, press the 7 key. Now here, what you want to do is do W and subdivide this. Do W, and here we can just smooth this out a few times over here. Okay, now here of course we can just press the R key to rotate this kind of like this and put it over here. And of course you can simply click over here, and here what we can do is basically, in this case, let's actually use the view. We haven't used this. Go ahead and click on view, right? So it's going to point this way. So here what you can do, simply do the middle mouse button to just rotate and get it to position where the y-axis is in this way, like this, and just press the S key, press the Y key, and you can just scale along the Y, but you have to press the Y key again to use the view axis. Okay, so look on the header what it says. So that's another way of using the view. Here we're just going to switch back to global. Okay, now let's take a look over here. I think what we can do over here, we'll just press the Tab key, click on this to make sure that we like it, and that should be pretty straightforward as to how that's working. Go ahead and click this, do M, and put it to the last layer. Okay, so here you can just press the R key 2 times to make sure that it works. Okay, so just do A to deselect. Now go ahead and click on this one, do Shift S, and here we're just going to do cursor to selected, and over here we can do Shift A, and again just add a circle. Go ahead and click on this, zoom out, click on this, do Shift Control C, do copy transforms, click over here, do Control A, visual transform, go to the constraints, just turn it off to make sure that it took it, and let's do the X. Over here I'm just going to click this, do Control C, click on this one, type in W dot, do Control V and enter. hover the mouse, do Control C, click over here, click this, click over here, do Control V and just select it. Go ahead and click this and go ahead and press the S key to scale it in. Of course, you want to click on X-ray over here. Press the 3 key. Now let's take a look at how do we want this shape to work. So this actually can be the same idea over here. We can simply go ahead and press the Tab key to go into edit mode and go ahead and just select half of these vertices and get rid of them. So I'm just going to do A to deselect, press the C key and go ahead and select these. Now just remember, when you select the vertices and you do the middle mouse button, it's not going to select the other side because you have to enable this over here to be able to select the other side. Go ahead and just disable this. Do X and delete the vertices over here. Now here we're just going to press the A key. What we want to do is simply go ahead and press the S key and press the X key and just scale this in quite a bit over here. I'm going to do W and subdivide this to get an idea of how I want this shape to be. Of course, you can just click over here on these two vertices, press F, W, just subdivide it a couple of times over here. Okay. Now what we want to do is do the 1 and do Control 1, press the A key over here, and here just going to actually kind of move it over here to where the heel is. Okay. You have to look at the black outline, not this orange outline. Okay, you can just position it over here to kind of match it. Okay, now here we can just go ahead and click on these two vertices. Let's say you can pick really on anything. Here I'm just going to do enable. I'm going to press the S key and just go ahead and kind of give it a better shape over here, kind of like this. Maybe click over here, press the 3 key, and here we can press the G key and actually kind of position it like this if we want to, right? You can really do anything with these shapes. Okay, so that's fine. Here what we're going to do is press the N key over here, send it to the last layer, go ahead and click this, press the 3 key, and here you'll see that this is just going to allow you to roll your foot. Okay, so that's done. Now over here, what we want to do now is go ahead and actually click on this, press the Shift key down, click on this, basically select all these bones shapes because these are our touch bones. For our IK, press the M key and let's now send them to this layer over here. Okay, now go ahead and go to the data tab, and what I want you to do is actually go to the touch layer so you can see how everything's coming together. Now if we click on this bone and actually press the 1 key and press the R key, you can see that over here we're letting the user rotate the bone like this. So to see this, what we have to do is now click on this bone and turn off the IK, click over here, press the 1 key, and you can see that this is wrong. So this is where we want to again use Euler angles. So over here we're just going to switch this to XYZ again because the X is the dominant axis that we want to let them rotate around, and go ahead and just lock Y and Z. So now when you press the R key, it will always rotate in this way. Okay, and that's all we have to do. So here you can see that everything is coming along just fine. Just press the 1 key over here. And what we're going to do is basically go under a file and let's go ahead and do a save. So I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.